kind of tasty, man. I haven't tried this one before.
What is that?
It's Amador?
I don't know it. But
Yeah.
I'm not very cultured. Is that whiskey?
No, it's bourbon. I guess it is whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's tasty, man.
It's good?
Yeah. I'm only going to drink a little bit, though, during this podcast.
Okay. That's good. I was just wondering if you guys knew where campers put their money.
Where campers put their money?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Campers have money?
Well, I'm not talking RV campers. I'm like people who camp.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't mean to ruin your joke.
No,
That's
it's good. That's good to clarify, right? In riverbanks.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry guys, I don't always tell dad jokes, but when I do, he laughs. So there you go.
Jesus Christ.
That's all for today.
That's all for today.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're back. We're back into reality. Whoa, back from vacation. Doing the work thing.
Yep.
Wednesday night on the MCP here. Here in beautiful Tucson, Arizona, in the middle of the desert when it starts to get really hot and you have to ride much earlier in the day or much later in the day if you don't want to suffer through it.
Yep. But speaking of getting out and not working, camping. We have a special guest.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. Yeah. I'm Josh Lipton, and I own the bike shop Campfire Cycling here in Tucson.
Very cool.
Lipton.
Thanks
Any
for coming
heritage?
out.
Any heritage to the Lipton company?
No, unfortunately not.
You're not secretly like a billionaire on the side,
no.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Campfire Cycling, which you guys have a brick and mortar here in Tucson, Arizona.
Yep, that's correct.
And a big e-commerce side of the business.
That's right.
And we're going to focus on the e-commerce side today, and likely in the future we'll have Toby on, your shop manager.
Yep.
And we'll kind of go into the brick and mortar. But you guys have an interesting niche. Tell me a little about that niche.
Yeah. So we're calling it bikepacking these days.
Yep.
There's a lot of controversy actually in the world of bikepacking and bicycle touring. We used to call it bicycle touring, but now it's bikepacking. But
Interesting.
yeah. So anyway, we're focused on bikepacking and bicycle touring.
Okay.
So basic.
In specific, like so maybe I'm going to get into the controversy, like unknown right now, but we had another guest, and we haven't published their podcast yet, who actually like takes people to Europe and does kind of like, I don't know, concierge type, like tour, like bicycle tourists. They don't camp.
Sure.
Like they stay in like 5-star hotels and then they ride, 100 miles.
Right.
Is that where the controversy lies? That there's like bike packing where you camp and.
Oh, sure. Yeah. The controversy sort of started with, well,
I love how we go right into controversy
Right.
right away.
it's I don't know if it's a worthy controversy as well.
Yeah,
It's a silly controversy.
Okay.
But people
the
like to
best
argue.
kind.
Yeah.
People like to argue about
Yes,
things.
they do.
Yep.
So we for forever it was called bicycle touring, but then at a certain point, some people started getting into this phrase bikepacking. It came up, I think, in the 70s. I think there's some National Geographic article or something like that where they
started it.
They
out.
mention it.
We're gonna have to find that article, bro.
But
Yeah, for sure.
But when the bikepacking thing when the phrase started really getting used was it's probably in like early 2006, 2007, sometime around then, when these new bags started emerging for mountain bikes. So bags that fit mountain bikes really well. And then people started doing these ultra endurance races often with those bags. And the phrase bikepacking sort of grew up at that point when.
So it was really tied to when like it shifted to like mountain biking, like focus on mountain biking.
Right.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, that's sort of where bikepacking has come, but the marketing momentum that's happened in the recent years sort of has made bikepacking the term everyone wants to use instead of calling it bicycle touring.
Right.
So we've kind of been, as a company that wants to focus on it, sort of torn, like, what do we actually want to call this thing? If we were going to be very literal about it, we would just call it bicycle touring, and there's different divisions of it.
And one of the divisions is bikepacking.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but we've gone with the momentum of the industry.
Go with the hip term, bro.
Yeah. So we call ourselves bikepacking experts, but we still sell traditional road touring gear. We sell bikepacking gear for mountain biking, and then everything like in between gravel cycling. So we even call it gravel packing sometimes or something like that.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. I want to say no, because I want to come back to that. I'm interested in how the gravel like explosion has impacted your business. I can imagine that would be positive for you guys.
Definitely. Yeah. It's been a big part of what we've done.
So how long has Campfire Cycle's been a thing?
So Campfire Cycling was launched kind of in 2 phases in 2019. Okay. So I sort of did the rebranding, shifted our websites over into campfirecycling.com early 2019. And then we had a big grand opening in the fall of 2019.
Okay.
We had an amazing grand opening. This phenomenal, basically the best ultra endurance racer, Lael Wilcox. She had this film come out, and then she did a showing of that film at our shop, and we had like 250 people out. It was an amazing.
What's the name of her film?
I think I Just Want to Ride.
I Just Want to Ride.
Or,
okay.
Yeah,
something like that. We'll find it where we're going.
Yep.
All right. So campfirecycling.com. Yep.
Right.
Cycling spelt normal, like CYCLING.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. Yep. And I think you have some kind of a highlight reel on the website.
Right.
And yes, it says I just want to ride.
Yep.
So that's what that's referencing is her video part.
Exactly. That's her partner made that video.
Okay.
And
is it a documentary or is it a shorter video?
It's sort of a documentary about this ride that they had done that year of the Tour Divide.
Tour Divide.
Which is
Do you know what that is? Do you know Tour Divide?
No, I'm getting a sense, but I don't know the details of it. No.
Yeah. So the Tour Divide is a ultra endurance race that starts in Banff in Canada. And it's only in Canada for a little while. Basically, it follows the Continental Divide, comes down through Montana, briefly into Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and it ends at Antelope Wells, this kind of random, or I don't know if it's random, but very kind of not very populated spot in New Mexico. So it's, I think, 2,700 mile.
Okay. So when you're talking
race.
Ultra endurance,
right?
You're not kidding.
Oh yes.
Yeah. It's what is it, like a week, 7 days?
So the record is 14 days.
14 days
for that race.
2,700 miles.
Yep.
And is that, they must have a SAG crew of some sort to support them, or
nope.
how do they?
It's the opposite.
You can't use a SAG crew.
It's all about self-support, self-sufficiency.
Self-supported.
In fact, there are some real controversies, and actually that's
silly ones.
The film that Lael was doing, I Just Want to Ride, we got it, that gets into a big controversy around support and what does support mean. There's a lot of issues of when you have a film crew, are they supporting you?
Okay.
When you have, different types of support, and there's a lot of controversy.
I can imagine,
around that.
because like even if they don't help you,
Yep.
there's still like the mental thing of like having another human there, and if you like fall and crash and you need medical attention, they're not going to let you die. So it's, even if they don't ever touch you or help you anything, I can totally see where that controversy would come from.
Yeah, and it seems like it's very divisive. And if you want to do some Googling, you'll get into some deep rabbit holes where people kind of take one side or the other. So yeah.
Right now, do they drop like? Do they have stations set up? Can they go and like preload different places?
Nope.
They can't. No.
It's all about knowing your supply station. Going to eating gas station food is a big part of this.
Really?
Just
roller dogs.
Yep. Whatever. Everyone. These racers, they figure out like what's their favorite food at gas stations. They have their routine of. I mean, a big part of it is knowing the resupply points, knowing what time this restaurant stays open till. Just kind of coordinating it all the way through, not running out of water. It's a lot of logistics in these racers.
Planning. Yeah, I can imagine. So do they all start at the same time, or can you start at different times?
So like the Tour Divide race that's going on now, they do have a grand depart. Okay. So they all start together. These races, they're not like official races in the sense of like, a local race that's got like a permit and you pay a fee. There's nothing like that going on because you really couldn't have permitting and insurance or anything. So the grand depart's more of an idea, like we're all going to start together. But the way they do sort of have some real track, everyone carries a tracking device. Yep. And so there's kind of these unofficial
websites
group.
that like kind of you can follow people and
exactly. So
I'm sure you guys are following everyone on it. Do you guys have it on your screen? In there?
Yep. We have it up on the screen.
So so they've got a giant LCD screen. I don't know how big it is, maybe 60 inches or something. It's a giant LCD screen. And I took a picture of it. I'll put it in maybe we'll use it in some of the marketing stuff, but super cool. I kind of thought that's what you guys were doing, was like following people on that.
Yep. So
I cut you off.
Oh yeah. I was going to mention the other races that the other big race. There's kind of 3 big races in the U.S. of this ultra endurance racing.
Yep.
And one of them is here going right past your house, the AZT race that happens. now in the fall. So, yeah.
So your e-commerce side of the business, is that what you're focused on? Is these ultra endurance like racers, or does it kind of cover the full gamut as far as the equipment that you provide?
Yeah, we're not necessarily that focused on the racing side. Okay. I mean, we certainly have customers that, buy our gear and do these races. A lot of them, the racers are, they're getting kind of very specialty gear, or they really, they have sponsors, that type of thing. Oh, sure. So our gear, we're really focused on just anyone who's wanting to get out bike packing, bike touring, and
so I would imagine the racers are kind of a small percentage of your population, of your customer base.
Definitely. Right? Yeah.
Just weekend guys is probably what you're most.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do a long distance. I mean, people be touring across the US, going international. We'll have customers that show up at the shop that are on some big long tour. Yeah. That board we were looking at that has our prices on the backside of it. It's got, we have people sign it that have
cool.
Stop in the shop.
Yeah. If you're on tour and you're in the shop, you can sign.
Dude, they got a super clean, like I took a picture of it, but we're not going to publish it because they're working on updating their pricing. But they got this like the cleanest like pricing for bicycle repair that I've ever seen. It's like you walk in and you know like exactly where you stand. It's
cool.
It was super cool from like a business. I'm always looking at these kind of things. I like simplicity, and it really caught my eye. And then they're like, don't publish that. We're changing our prices. I was like, all right, my bad. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, so the website presence, it looks great, by the way, just your presence there.
Yep.
And the shop looks amazing as well. I know you're focused on the e-commerce side of things, but there's an interesting quote on there that you kind of referenced just now. It's and it says, connecting with the great outdoors is essential to our humanity. We are cyclists who love the outdoors and are building a business to support others to do the same. And I think of like the generation coming up on their tablets and electronics. And there's something about this part. The great outdoors is essential to our humanity, and connecting with that. So can you tell us a little bit the background on that statement and what it means?
Yeah, I mean, when our mission is really, I mean, it's about the freedom that bicycling brings to you. And I've been kind of through the gamut of the bike world.
Yeah, you raced. I've
been a racer. Right? Early on, I've been really into commuting. I'm a family. I get my kids on bikes. I bring my kids on trailers. I'm just kind of interested in all angles of cycling. But, bike packing has this really powerful way of connecting people to the bike and to the outdoors. And just, it sort of, you go on a bike packing trip and it really kind of changes you sometimes. It resets you. And so I guess that's sort of what drives us is trying to bring that, make that more accessible to as many people as possible.
So that reset, like that reset is like so true. I mean, not just for long rides, although I can imagine that would be amazing, but just like, I haven't been riding that much lately because of my work's been overwhelming. And so I'm missing
something.
It's like missing. And like, I'm not like, it kind of builds and builds and builds. And I need that reset, dude. I think I'm just going to get my ass up tomorrow and ride in the morning. So
just do it.
Just
definitely.
Do it,
yeah. I like what you said. Connecting people. I think you said it. The bike has a way of connecting people in nature, or however you said it a little better than I did, but that's wonderful.
Yeah, do you remember the episode we just published? So we did we're experimenting with a couple things.
Oh yeah.
And one of them is like this destination kind of, instead of people, we're going to talk about destination. So the episode that we published yesterday, so today's the 14th. So, on June 13th, 2023, we published about Mission Beach, California. That's a weird place to publish for a bike podcast to be talking about. But the whole concept is you can go there with your family. You can drive there, park your car, and then never turn your car on again and go to like a million places and go do this awesome stuff. And we had my 10-year-old, Maddie, who was on, and you asked him this question about like, what's it like to ride? And he talks about like the wind in his hair, the difference of being in a car and like how everything, you have that
see things differently.
You have that barrier. You see things and you feel things and smell things. And then I'm like, and you're not on your tablet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, we got to get more kids on bikes, man.
Yep.
We got to get more kids on bikes.
That's awesome. And then the freedom that comes with that. Okay. So, you've also, I've kind of noticed, an entrepreneurial.
Yes.
by I don't know, in your DNA, because you had the cello, the bicycle case.
Yep.
Can you kind of walk us through that history? And
Yeah, so that's how I got started in the entrepreneurial space in the bike industry. I was really into cycling. I was a mountain bike racer when I was a kid, and while I was in college, I just had that. I was thinking about ideas for businesses and just kind of what I wanted to do with my life, and had that light bulb moment. And I said, I want to travel by bicycle, and I'm going to do it by combining the bicycle trailer with the bicycle case. So when I pull my bicycle trailer along, I can then pack my bike into my bicycle trailer when I arrive somewhere. So
he showed me one of them.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw one of them yesterday. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have them at the shop?
I don't.
You had an old one at the shop.
Oh, okay.
I have. I ended up making about 60 of these things, and it didn't have a big market. It was.
It's a great concept.
It was a fun concept. I don't know if it was a great concept, but it led to other things.
Yeah,
as often happens
the key to
in entrepreneurship, where
Right.
you try out one thing and you learn a bunch, but you really find yourself somewhere else
Vectoring
eventually.
somewhere else. Yeah.
So, if I'd stuck with it, I don't know, maybe there'd be people using these things. The reality is it's not that hard to go to a bike shop and ask for an old bike box to ship your bike.
It?
And
Okay.
so the idea was a little bit overly contrived about how people might travel with a bike. But I really got into it. I learned a lot. I was trying to license the product to Bob Trailers for a while. They realized it wasn't a great opportunity. They were also getting into baby strollers, which actually became a huge product for them.
Much bigger market for
Yep.
them, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yep. So, but it got me started. And what actually happened was I was selling a lot more of the Bob trailers. So I had my product, but the Bob trailer started selling. Mm-hmm. And then I started selling all the parts, the quick releases that I'm still selling a lot of.
Just kind of evolved.
Yeah.
And grew.
And then I launched, the first site I launched was called biketrailershop.com.
Okay.
So that led into, and that actually worked really well. That all of a sudden I found myself with a business.
And so that's now defunct, that business, the biketrailer.com?
Biketrailershop.com is, so there's been kind of an evolution. There's been multiple URLs. I can quickly take you through it if you want to hear.
Take us through it real quick.
So biketrailershop.com, I launched that in 2006, focused on bike cargo trailers. Yeah. I also put on some panniers and some child trailers. And then soon I said, oh, this thing is working. But it was the days of SEO being a really big part of e-commerce businesses. Mm-hmm. And it was all about having the name in the URL. So we launched the next one, which was bikebagshop.com. Yeah. Bikebagshop.com. We did really well with Ortlieb and Tubis products and started adding in other brands, and soon Revelate Designs, which became grew into the most successful bikepacking bag company. Okay. So bikebagshop.com. We then split out bikeKidshop.com, which was the child trailers mainly. Also like other things like we had balance bikes and child seats and training wheels and things like that. Mm-hmm.
So you've really, you've kind of made a career of like kind of niches within, and then targeting those niches so that you're not competing with every day. You find a niche and focus on that.
Right.
Niche.
Exactly. So I really learned these product niches, and I kind of hit it at the right time when it was easy to do. Like it was all about, we created other blogs that linked to these and sort of, we're good at making friends with other bloggers, and that would send SEO traffic our way.
Yeah. What's SEO for our listeners?
Search engine optimization. Yeah. So just basically Google traffic, figuring out how to optimize to get Google to send you traffic. So I also did a lot of Google AdWords. That was a big part of our business. So just maximizing that. We ended up launching another one called Bike Tech Shop. That actually didn't do as well. That was focused on bike lights, but also e-bikes. We were early to the e-bike scene. It didn't actually work, and we abandoned it.
So you were early maybe to the e-bike.
Definitely. Yeah. That was 2013. I think if I had done it in like 2000, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it would have been.
That's right when it was starting to blow up.
Ahead of your time.
Yep. So we then eventually rolled it all into this one site called bikeshophub.com. It became too much to manage all these different URLs. So we just combined them into one,
into the hub,
into Bike Shop Hub. And so it was kind of consolidating it down. But there were problems with the business. I had an old platform. So we eventually ended up it kind of,
You're talking the technology behind the website itself.
Yep. Yep. So we had a custom platform that was not really working very well. We were sort of stuck in it for quite a while. It was
Hard to maintain, hard to update, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And it was hard to also get out of it because it was working well enough, but not, we couldn't update it or do the types of marketing that a lot of
wanted to do.
Yeah. So eventually it almost blew up in my face. Out of that, I rebuilt it. And I was like, well, what was working? What of this was going well? And it was the bags. The bike bags was what really had sustained the whole business. But I had focused on product niches. So, all the URLs were built around product groups. And I felt like that was limiting, and I wanted to focus on a group of people, a customer group. So that's what,
instead of a specific product, let's look at a
target group
as a niche target base. Let's customer base.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's look at all the customers
and then just service everything they need for that niche. And that's where Campfire.
Yep. Exactly.
What technology platform did you end up with on the new site?
We're with WordPress.
Okay.
And WooCommerce is the kind of e-commerce plug-in to WordPress.
Right on. So that's going to be around forever, and it's totally easy to update and maintain and work with. So that's awesome.
And scalable and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
So you're based, the e-commerce part of it, like maybe your fulfillment center, if you will. So you shared with us your nickname. Okay. Well, okay. Maybe a nickname that's catching on, right? From Toby, you mentioned.
Right.
I think it's a great nickname for you, the dragon.
Yeah.
Right.
Father of dragons.
Father of.
Yes. Not the mother of dragons, but the father of dragons.
And so that's your fulfillment center out of the Tucson area.
Right.
And I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, they've got this amazing shop, right? So it's brick and mortar. And again, we'll talk to Toby more about the shop and get into that and then the community engagement side. But I come in and he's like, hey, let's go downstairs and kind of we go down into the dungeon, right?
Right.
And that's where he lives, down in the dungeon where the fulfillment center. It's not a dungeon. It's actually really cool. Like the walls are really cool. And I don't know, is it slump block or something? I don't know what that's made out of, but
it's just like old cinder brick or cinder rocks, just
rock wall. It's like old school. Like when was the building built? Do you know?
We're thinking it was about 100 years ago. So,
wow.
Some of the timbers have dates on them, and like we can see different places they're from. I think one's from Flagstaff and different things like that.
That's super cool, man. There's so much history in that, and it totally matches the vibe of like what you're doing, right?
Yeah. It's
very cool. You're from right? Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yep.
All right, very cool. All right, so I was telling Josh on the way here, Tucson worked for years on expanding that Barraza, I don't know what that's called, that new highway that goes behind Campfire.
Right.
And we went to Escape Room, not far from you, on the backside, if you will. Anyways, and so we drove up there, and I noticed you got your beautiful logo on the building and a big tire that you can drive a truck through.
Right.
And I'm curious the story on that, like how the positioning of it and how that fit, because it's cool how
that
you
was
guys have
advantageous because that came after you guys, right?
Yeah, we have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Just fit.
So it wasn't like that's Campfire, they're special, the city's going to take care of it. It just kind of worked out.
Just happened that way. Yeah. So
it's just it's just very welcoming. It's like takes you to the path right there, Campfire.
Yeah. Have you ridden through it?
I haven't ridden through it.
You got to ride through it. You ride through and squirts you with water. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there you go.
Yeah.
It squirts with water?
Yeah, just a quick squirt, but for a hot day,
it's perfect.
Little squirt in the.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go ride over.
I have to go. Take a ride downtown Tucson.
Yeah,
very cool.
That is super cool, man. Okay, so you're from Flag. My son's 14. His son's 14 too, and I really want him to go to NAU. Because I really want to have to spend a lot of time in NAU. Up in
Flag. It's like, dang, got to go visit Scander.
Yeah. Do you get back there a lot?
Oh yeah, I get back about twice a year. So I'll be going up in a couple weeks actually. Cool. So
is that where we went to, sorry, Josh.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Is that where we went to school?
Yep.
You did.
I did.
So, all right. So you're fulfilling your dreams. It sounds like still having fun doing it, which is probably a tricky part, right? Running a business, your passions, and that we talked about. And we also talk sometimes about bike age. Okay, so I'm fairly, my bike age is pretty young. Okay. You grew up racing, so you got a longer bike age.
Yep.
What do you think it is?
I mean, I've been riding bikes. I think it's 40. I'm 46, and I've been riding bikes since I was 6, just all the time. So
okay, so 42.
Yeah.
42 bike years.
Yeah.
I think he's got you a little bit, Josh, on the.
He does have me. I think. Yeah. Well, I'm 47, but I don't think I really started riding until I was probably 11 or 12, maybe.
Yeah.
So
I grew up outside of town in Kachina Village. As you approach, and so that's actually being outside of town. My friends and I would want to go and do stuff, go to watch movies or whatever, and our parents would be like, "Well, we're not taking." So we started riding our bikes into town, and that's actually
how it happened.
Yeah,
that's the freedom starts. On the two wheels as a kid.
Exactly.
Hey, before I forget, I want to take us back to something. So you talked about the fact that there are three major kind of ultra endurance races in the country. One of them being Tour Divide. I can't remember the second one, and the third one being AZT.
The CTR, the Colorado Trail Race.
Colorado Trail Race.
Yep.
I just want to point our listeners, if you're interested, you go back to episode 38. That's when we had Matt Nelson, who is the director of the Arizona Trail Association, and they kind of take care of and look after the Arizona Trail, and it's an 800-mile trail from New Mexico to Utah, and amazing trail.
Yeah,
yep.
Absolutely.
I got a whole bunch of questions for you. Hopefully they're interesting questions. What would you say is the most valuable piece of gear that a bike packer or a bicycle tourist can, depending on where you land on the controversy, can have with them on their adventure? The most valuable piece of gear.
I mean, their bicycle.
Oh, damn. I should have qualified that. Besides the bicycle. Besides the bicycle.
Oh, okay.
That's good though. You got me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think this through. So, I mean, you're going to need to, if you're just trying to carry a lot of stuff, I mean, a frame bag, if you're just going to have one piece of gear, I guess it'd be something to carry your stuff with.
Okay.
So
why don't you, if you could maybe for our listeners, and like a lot of the companies that you mentioned, I think are specific to that niche, and our listeners might not know, like Ortlieb or Tubis or
sure.
I remember you mentioned a new one I hadn't heard that you said is the most popular.
Oh yeah. Revelate Designs.
Revelate Designs.
Yep.
So maybe could you talk us through like what is a normal like backpack rig?
Right.
Bike pack rig look like?
Sure.
And then what are the brands that are like kind of killing it and that you guys recommend?
Sure. Yeah. And
you can maybe even talk about like what you guys carry and stuff like that as you go through that.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll talk about like a mountain bikepacking setup.
Yep.
And then a road touring setup as well.
Perfect.
So and we
did it, man. You just differentiated. You're playing into the controversy.
Yep.
In the hybrid, like maybe you can touch on what you mentioned before, the gravel side of things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So on the bikepacking side, a typical setup is going to have, the key bag is really the frame bag.
Start with the bike. Like what bikes are people riding?
Oh yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to, rides like the AZT and the Colorado Trail, those are rugged rides. So you're good. Some people are riding full suspension. Most people are riding at least front suspension. I mean, some people do it,
rigid,
but it's.
So these are, I'd say the most popular is hardtail. Hardtail, like full suspension or front suspension, and like what frame materials are you seeing?
I mean, when it comes to the racers, they'll often do carbon fiber, but when we're talking about people that are doing very long tours or they're just constantly bikepacking, we're looking at like people often with steel bikes or titanium bikes.
Steel and titanium, just
for the ruggedness of these bikes that are going to.
Yeah, and maybe talk us through some of the brands.
Yeah, so what we carry at Campfire, our top selling brands and all the brands that we sell, we focus on brands that will do, great for bikepacking, bike touring, but they're also just great mountain bikes or gravel bikes or road bikes. So yeah, we focus on Surly and Salsa and Kona are sort of our top brands.
Okay. And
then some other kind of more niche brands. A new one we just got is Tumbleweed.
Yep.
Soma. Soma, State Bicycles.
State, okay.
And Commotion is a company that does tandems, but they also do traditional touring bikes. So that's the reason we work with them. So
on. And then you mentioned there's a builder down in Sierra Vista that I need to talk to. Is that Binary?
Binary, exactly.
And he does. So we're gonna give him. What's his name again? The guy who does Binary bikes down in Sierra Vista. Yep. We're gonna tag up with him. That's actually your personal bike is a Binary.
Exactly.
Titanium frame.
Oh wow.
A hardtail. Which is really interesting. So so let's talk mountain bikes. any idea like geometry wise what they're looking at? Like what is it? Is it pretty slacked out? Is it kind of old school or new school from a geometry perspective? How would you put it?
I mean, I think people are using, pretty standard mountain bike geometry. There's nothing it's just whatever people are comfortable on. Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty much any hardtail. I mean, what we're looking for are really strong frames, durability. Yep. Sometimes frames that have larger, ability to put larger frame bags in is
big deal. So if they have a big triangle, that helps.
Yeah, a design principle can be there. Having rack mounts for eyelets.
Yep. So Surly always, that's what, Surly always does that, right?
Yep. That stuff. If it's a rigid, you might have extra eyelets for fork bags or just racks on the front, racks on the back, different, like top tube, having a couple bolts for top tube bags. So that's kind of a common design principle for bike packing.
Right. And I'd imagine that you're mostly 29ers now.
There's still pretty good interest in 27.5 plus.
Really? Okay. Yep. Plus that makes sense. So it's effectively a 29er. You just have a bigger wheel. So right. Okay. Is that just a more comfortable ride for bike packing?
Yeah.
Effectively, the bigger tires.
Yeah. Some people like it. So that's what I ride actually.
You ride a 27 plus.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So.
And typically a 29 frame can take a 27 plus tire.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So typically those are interchangeable. You just have to change out the wheels.
Yep.
And all those brands available on campfirecycling.com?
Yep. Yeah. So they're all available. We sell online, so we'll ship anywhere in the country.
What are your top couple models? Like what's killing it for you?
Yeah, the Surly Karate Monkeys.
Karate Monkeys.
Yep, that's definitely at the top. The Krampus is another top seller.
Yeah.
We sell, so Surly overall is just a really strong brand for us. The Surly disc trucker for road touring.
Okay.
So we recently become a Kona dealer. So we're selling a lot of the Kona Libre. That's been real popular.
Okay. What is, I'm not familiar with that one.
The Kona Libre, that's a gravel bike.
Okay.
So, we've been doing well with the Kona gravel bikes. The Kona Sutra LTD is another.
Kona Sutra. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those guys have a cool vibe about
definitely.
them. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. For the race that's going on right now, the Tour Divide, this bike called the Salsa Cutthroat is very popular. It's a carbon fiber. It's like a 29er, but it's sort of like this blend between a road bike and a mountain bike, so a gravel bike, but very, very specific. It was built for the Tour Divide. So
interesting. Wow. So they actually designed it specifically for that race.
Yep. So
how many people are doing that right now?
I think there were 280 people at the start.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea it was that many.
Yeah. Yeah. It's grown substantially.
I mean, like the last time I really looked into it, there was like 30 people doing it or something. So that's a pretty big.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty big growth.
It's becoming a big deal. There was even a couple, like pro racers. Ted King, is in it this year. So yeah.
I don't know Ted King.
I don't either.
Yeah. I think he won the Unbound gravel a couple times.
Okay. So, okay. So he's a gravel racer.
Yep. Yeah, and he was in the tour, rode the Tour de France. Was a road racer.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's super cool. Okay, so 29-inch wheels are 27.5 plus, and on the 29ers, are they you seeing more like fatter tires diameters? Is that kind of
typically? Yeah, we're looking at least like 2.5, 2.6. Okay. Like on the Krampus, that's like 329 by 3.
Yep.
So
3.0.
Definitely big tires.
Yeah, 29er plus.
That's a big tire.
Do you remember how big my tires were? They were just
giant.
Just
thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. One ride that maybe even bigger tires is a lot of people do this ride called the Baja Divide. So they're basically riding all the way down Baja on this route that's been developed, and that's got a lot of sandy parts. So some people will use like fat bikes on that, or just go for like the biggest size tires that they can, like up to
go over the sand.
I can't imagine riding like long distance on sand. That's
right.
Like just short distance on sand is frustrating.
Right.
I guess if you had a fat tire bike, it'd be okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it would work out just fine.
Yeah.
Is that sketchy down there? I'd be a little worried about doing that. A little sketchy right down in Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done it myself, but I mean, like anywhere there can be problems, but I haven't heard, any.
Is it on your bucket list of things to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely would like to do that.
Right on, man. Okay. So, all right, we talked about the bike models. And do you care if I just go like part by part through the bike and you can tell me like what kind of saddles are people running?
Oh, I mean, I don't think we have anything specific on the saddle side. We always just say, just whatever
works. I would think like Brooks would be. I know you had them in the shop, but I think that would be a popular.
It is. I mean, it's sort of got that the style that some bikepackers like. There's kind of an affinity there. But yeah, we just brought on another brand called Sella Anatomica that has a similar style.
Leather kind of like forms to your particular situation.
What we say about the leather saddles is they don't really do that great a job of forming.
Leather?
Like if they don't feel good when you first get on them, they're probably not going to work out. So they don't.
Oh, that's good to know.
They might break in a little bit, but they don't really. A lot of people will ride them far too long, hoping that they'll break in, and they never do. They don't. So,
interesting.
Yeah,
I had a few of them, and I remember just rubbing that saddle soap into it just for hours and hours and hours, trying to break it in, and I eventually got like numb situation, which for men is like you don't want that.
No, not good.
Yeah, so
you had to switch out the saddle.
I had to switch and get something that had a perennial channel, so that I didn't have the numbness down there. So being a heavy guy, I think that putting a lot of pressure on. You want the brothers to work in all situations, right? That's kind
of course.
Okay, so saddles kind of personal preference. What about the cockpit? Like I've seen a lot of bike packers riding with some unusual cockpits, like the Jones kind of handle. So they have multiple different hand positions because they're riding for so long. Do you guys do a lot of that kind of stuff?
Yep. Yeah. Jones bars are definitely popular. There's a few different there's one company, we don't sell their products, but they're called Bariac, and they make these specialty, like kind of triathlon style bars that also have like a lot of mounting positions for bags and things like
to
that.
help you kind of extend out some frame stuff or some mounting in the front.
Yep. So yeah, there's especially among the ultra endurance racers, there's an interest in those, but just people do go for bigger bars with more space to mount bags and different devices.
Yeah. And you have different ways to kind of hold your hands as you're riding for that long. I can imagine different positions would help.
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of people do end up, wanting drop bars as well. We're selling more drop bar mountain bikes has become a thing. Some people just
seriously
drop bar mountain bikes.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And the width of those, are they like comparable to mountain bike width?
They're
flared out, right? Like,
yep. So a lot of them are flared out. People have been making very wide ones. So they're
like 800 kind of millimeters.
I think they're getting out there. So
okay.
Yeah. Maybe not quite that wide, but
that's the only thing that would bother me. I think I like having that wide. I mean, I'm a big guy, but I like having that wide thing. And I know when I get on my surly bastardized bike out there, like it does have flared bars, but I do feel like I'm a little kind of inside. Wow. Okay. So I wouldn't have thought that the drop bars, I mean, I've seen plenty of guys riding a lot of the mountain bike trails on I guess gravel bikes. And I'm like, dude, I would not be riding out here on that bike. Like you're badass.
Right.
It's really just a mountain bike from 1980. That's what I keep telling people.
Exactly.
Yep. That's all it is.
Yep.
All right. So, okay. So cockpit, you said Jones bars, drop bars, flare. What about, suspension? Like what percentage are you seeing like front suspension versus rigid?
Yeah. So when we're talking, going on something like the AZT, definitely people are going heavy to suspension, but a lot of bike packing is sort of a mixture of, sometimes you're on the road, sometimes you're on gravel roads, sometimes you're on trail. That's much more typical for most bike packing routes. So it's just sort of a preference. Like, do you want that suspension for those rougher sections? But a lot of people don't. A lot of people are like, I'd prefer to not
have the maintenance problem of having a fork.
Not the maintenance. And also just like, I'll put up with a little bounciness, but I'll have a kind of a lighter, faster machine for the rest of it. So
yeah. And imagine it's not about speed when you're bike packing, right? I mean, maybe during the races it is, but I would say their weekend guys are out there just let's have fun and see the world and cruise around it's not like you can go that fast for that long if you're going multiple days, right?
Right.
It's about surviving.
Yeah.
So you're riding all day, bike packing, bike touring, and you need to camp that night then. So I don't know if you're still going through the bike parts, but I'm really, okay.
I am.
Right.
Yeah. Let me keep going and we'll come back. All right. So clip or clipless or flat? What are you seeing?
A lot more flat.
Okay.
So, one advantage of being on flat pedals is
when you have to hike,
when you're hiking when you're in camp, you're already in comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
I can't get onto flat pedals. I'm stuck with my SPDs, but
really,
yeah, I've just been riding them too long. Whenever I put a flat pedal on, I feel disconnected from the bike. I just don't.
So do you bring extra shoes then?
I wear shoes that are kind of comfortable.
Okay, both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you got both.
Yep.
Okay, so more flat, and we're seeing that just in that's a mountain bike trend in general, right?
Definitely.
Like there's not a bike out there. Well, I think some of my road bikes have clips or clipless, but everything's flats now. And I'm at the point now where I can't tell a difference. I think I've just adjusted my pedal, and really it doesn't feel any different to me. It's interesting. I never thought I would say that, but like I'm there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I need to start commuting on flat pedals.
Once you get used to it, you'll be like, oh man, it's so much easier. It's one less thing I got to deal with, and I don't have to deal with the mounts wearing out and the clip problems and whatever.
Yeah.
Just one less point to fail, right, on the bike, which is important.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about the bike frames, we talked about the cockpit setup. Is it primarily hydraulic disc or are you still seeing folks use cable actuated disc for like?
There's definitely an interest in, like, for people that are going really remote, is just to have the cable actuated. So
because maintenance is like easy to,
right. Yeah. If you have a problem with hydraulics, it's hard to deal with when you're out there. So, but there's plenty of, people that are riding in the US where they know they can visit a shop if they really need to. They'll, so, there's plenty of people doing the bike packing with hydraulic brakes. So
tubeless or tubed?
Around here, everyone's going tubeless. So.
Even for bike packing trips, they're doing tubeless.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does, except, I don't know, just making sure you got some sort of sealant and
you carry a tube with you, right?
Yeah,
you can always throw it.
We carry a tube and kind of get good at, sewing up your tires or carrying, carrying different patches and things to try to get your tubeless going again. So
have you guys gone to Tubalitos yet? Is that a thing?
Tubalitos.
So I think it started in the here? I have one in the garage. I'll show you before we go, but they're latex tubes.
Okay.
They are,
it looks like a toy, like
a tenth the weight of a regular rubber butyl tube or whatever.
Okay.
I think that's what they're made out of.
Yeah.
It started, I think, in the BMX community, then moved to road bikers.
Okay.
And it's more thorn resistant. And 1/10 the weight of typical tubes.
Oh wow!
But they're like $25 a piece.
Okay.
So you definitely pay for them.
Right.
It seems like, and they're super small and super light. It seems like something that would be tailor made for bike packing. As a matter of fact, Mike, I'm gonna go in the garage and grab one. Maybe you can keep us rolling here while I do that.
Yeah. No, go grab it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. So I want you to take a look at this because I think this might be an interesting thing to think about for bike packing. I'll be right back.
Okay, so if we can kind of go down this rabbit hole story, you mentioned the trailers.
Right.
Okay, so how much time have you spent up on Mount Lemmon riding around?
Oh, a fair amount. Yep.
Okay, so I have not. However, years ago, I took my kids up to Mount Bigelow area.
Sure.
There's kind of a hidden trail up there.
Yep.
And I had old equipment, and I had an old, I don't know what it was, a Burley maybe, bike trailer.
Right.
Put my 2-year-old in the back.
Yeah.
And Josh, we went up on that portage, I had to carry half the way, and the big trees, beautiful. It was so scary. I thought I was going to die. And the other bikers came flying by, and they stopped, and they looked at us like, are you serious? Just shaking her head at me. And it was, I went over the bars once, and it was just bad decision as a dad. You know what I mean? If you can just picture that. But
that's a rough trail.
It was, yeah. But we survived to tell about it. So you got a Tubolito right there in your hand. Yeah. Like I said, it looks like something you'd get from a department store.
Right.
Like plastic tube.
Yeah, it does. It does not look like a tube. Yeah.
But the Tubolito.
Yeah, they actually say there's you probably know the Global Mountain Bike Network. The kind of a British kind of famous. They've got a lot of YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
But they just did a conversion. One of the guys that was out here, thanks, Mike.
Yep.
One of the guys that was out here and did the 24-hour race ended up getting rhabdo, whatever. When your body starts to break down and eat itself. And
oh wow!
But he did a YouTube video where they converted, and you can take that home if you want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, where they converted his bike and wanted to make it as light as possible, and he was running tubeless, and they actually put that tube in instead of running tubeless, and it took weight off his bike.
Wow. How is that even possible?
Because that tube weighs less than the
air,
than the sealant.
Oh,
and,
the sealant
and the valve stem,
right?
Combined, that tube was actually lighter than a tubeless setup.
Wow.
So anyway, I was just thinking for bike packing, it's like so small,
Right?
And would be like super easy to carry. You know, you're really trying to find less weight. Anyway, something to look into. They're not cheap though.
Definitely good for your spare tube.
Yeah, for your spare tube.
Yeah, that's what you've got in your frame attached to it, right?
I've got 2 Bolitos now, and that's instead of carrying the big ones. They claim, and I've read a lot of studies, that they're super like thorn resistant and puncture resistant, more so than the regular tubes.
Yeah,
I have not personally tested that theory,
and they make them in all the typical sizes.
Everything, man.
Yeah, because you know some of those tubes are pretty big. So.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, and I think if you look at that, I think that's a 29 by. You can look on the outside there. I think it's a 29 by 2.5, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe on the front there you can
so
see
the
it.
width,
I
don't know.
Yeah. That's kind of, it's kind of the width of it.
Yeah,
But
29 by 2.5.
so that's actually a pretty meaty tire size, right? For something so small. Anyways,
definitely.
All right. Well, if it wasn't worth anything coming out here, maybe
Right.
just to maybe learning that is
Definitely.
the one thing.
Yeah, I'll show that.
All right. So we're going through. Did you guys talk about trailers?
No, just shared a trailer story, but I am curious, like how many of the people who are bike touring or bike packing are using a trailer.
Yeah. Who's using trailers, and what are the trailers you guys are selling?
Yeah, so trailers have kind of diminished quite a bit as the bike packing bags have gotten better, and all the camping gear is lighter. Not many people use trailers. They're like one
Josh,
use.
pull that mic just right in front of you.
Sorry,
that's okay.
One use that we see is for bringing your dog. So the Bob trailer.
Oh, interesting.
We sell this little liner, and a dog can just sit right there in the trailer. And if you want to be able to take your dog on a bike packing trip where you're going down trails,
you need them in a trailer.
This is one way. A lot of people will have their dog that kind of trained to jump out and jump back in, so they're not having.
So they can run if they want to, and then chill if they don't.
Cool.
Yep, exactly. So there's kind of special trailers have kind of gotten more for specialty uses when it comes to touring.
So you're not selling many of them now.
We're not selling any trailers these days.
None right now.
So,
wow, from having a company focused just on trailers,
right,
to not selling them at all. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So things have changed.
Okay, so trailers are out. So let's talk about gearing. Like what type of gearing are you guys recommend, or what are you selling?
Yeah, I mean for gearing, we're always going towards higher gearing, easier gearing. Yep. So when it comes to mountain bikes,
are you running one bys? Are you running?
Yeah, one bys are good for the bike packing, and the kind of
because you got the wide range in the back, so that gives you the super grainy gear to get up.
Yep. So that kind of full range is pretty standard, or the standard mountain bike range is works well for bike packing.
And are they going down in the front? Are they going to a 30 tooth or 28 tooth in the front?
Sometimes. Okay. I mean, it just depends on the rider. But when it comes to other like road touring, that there'll be like triple chain rings. Sometimes they'll be trying to figure out how to have lower gearing for the.
So you guys are still dealing with that front derailleur on those.
Yep. And we'll have people that want to, they want to make their bike more of a touring bike, and they'll be asking for lower gearing. That's kind of a common thing that we come across.
Is that because of the extra weight that you're carrying? You need that lower gear.
Yep.
For climbing.
Extra weight. You're riding longer periods. You're going into just more steep mountainous places.
That makes sense then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
the crank length, any specifics there, or pretty standard?
Yeah, pretty standard. Okay. Just kind of to the size of the rider. So.
Yeah. Okay. There's this trend happening in mountain biking, at least kind of trail riding and above, where folks are going to shorter and shorter cranks.
Okay.
Because the bottom bracket is dropping lower and lower to get the center of gravity down, and we're having more pedal strikes.
Yep.
So as a matter of fact, one of the things before you came, I'm swapping out. I'm a big guy, you would think. So like 175s, rode 175 millimeter forever. Yeah. Even 180s in some cases.
Right.
And then I went to 170s.
Okay.
And I'm now about to put a pair of 165s on my trail bike, just so I have less pedal strikes.
Right.
So interesting. But you're not seeing any kind of trend, because you're not dealing with bottom bracket height on a rigid bike like you are on a full suspension.
Exactly. Yep. So we're not
on, man. Okay, so now let's talk about so it's not panniers, the racks And I'm spacing on the name of the racks right now that go on the bikes.
So we can go on the touring side with the racks and the panniers, or we can get into the bikepacking bags, such as
let's start with touring and go to bikepacking.
Sure. Yeah. So kind of the standard traditional road touring setup, you're going to have a rear rack and a front rack.
Yep.
You'll have a set of panniers. So just a bigger.
So these are like saddlebags, effectively.
Saddlebags. Yep. Hanging on each side. You'll typically have a little bit smaller panniers on the front. Most people will have a handlebar bag. It's just a really convenient place to keep your
your phone and like stuff that you have to access all the time.
Snacks and tools.
Yeah.
And then oftentimes there'll be like a bag in the center of the rack, like a rack. Ortley makes one called the Rack Pack that gives you a ton of volume if you need extra volume.
Yeah. So that's kind of like inside your triangle.
Yep. Okay. Or actually the Rack Pack sits across the panniers. So it really can,
across the panniers. So it's basically on top of the rack.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So those are kind of the main, between those bags, that really covers you for a lot of volume. You can carry a lot of stuff between.
And then it's just like, I would imagine like the camping gear you're carrying is just the lightest, smallest, same stuff you carry if you're doing a backpack trip, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. So do most folks carry tents?
There's plenty of people that like to use, like if they're ultralight, they might carry like a bivy or just like
for our listeners, a bivy, what's that?
It's just basically like a bag, a waterproof bag that you put your sleeping bag in. Some of them have like a little bit of a netting type thing to go up over your head, but it's like basically a tiny tent. There's kind of a bivy can be almost just a tiny tent, or we sell some that are called emergency bivvies.
Yep.
So there's like one that's truly just, you don't want to use it because it's basically a single use.
One and done.
Yep.
So if you get in trouble, is it like the metallic stuff that keeps you warm or whatever?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So
and then there's some that are a little bit more rugged that you might be able to use, 20, 30 times, or like ultra endurance racers sometimes use them just as like the lightest possible thing they can carry.
Right.
And they'll, if it's rainy, it sort of protects you.
Do people carry hammocks too? Like the hammock kind of tent thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people do the hammock thing. I personally like a tent, but Toby, our shop manager, likes sleeping out under the stars. So
nice.
He just lets the tarantulas crawl all over him, and he's totally cool with that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So light camping gear. And then so what are the bike bag brands that you're selling? You mentioned Ortlieb.
Yep.
What are you selling?
When it comes to the road touring side, Ortlieb is kind of the biggest. They've kind of set the industry standard for waterproofness. They have these very, very well engineered bags that can stand up within any.
And people use those for bike touring, but also like commuting, right? I mean, that's a big big thing for commuting.
Yep. And then Arkel is a Canadian brand.
How do you spell that?
Arkel.
Okay.
So Arkel is another one. Those are kind of our bigger two brands. Some of our other bikepacking bag brands, they do make a few panniers as well.
Right.
Like Swift Industries, they mainly do bikepacking bags, but they have some panniers as well.
Okay, Swift.
So
not Zwift, but Swift.
Swift. Yep.
Yeah, I think I've had their socks before. I think they must make socks or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
Yep. And then for the rack side, Tubis Racks, another German company, is kind of been around forever, doing racks, making really good quality racks.
And those are typically made of aluminum.
They make them out of chromoly.
So really? Okay.
One of the reasons they like, it's a little easier to repair them if you're on a world tour. So it's more, you're more likely
to bend it back out easier,
or find someone that can weld them back together.
Yeah.
Yep. So. Another brand we sell is called Old Man Mountain, and those racks are good for bikes that are hard to put racks on. So bikes that have through axles and no eyelets, they'll work on full suspension bikes. They'll work on front suspension. They have a just kind of unique way of mounting to the bike that's very universally adaptable. So
I have a couple of those racks out in the garage actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So this sounds very specialty. And so for the e-commerce part versus walking into your local bike shop, which you also have.
Sure.
So for the folks that are on different sides of the world and they want to get
Well, they should go
access
to
this.
campfirecycling.com.
Campfirecycling.com. But how can they can they chat with you? How can they get some kind of thoughts on
do you do consultation and help them figure stuff out?
Yeah. We, people give us a call all the time. So,
Okay, so they just pick up the phone, call you, and hey, I'm going out next weekend. Help me get set up for it. What do I need?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
We often do that. We found, I've been doing e-commerce now since 2006 but only doing the bike shop. And it's been really interesting to work with customers in the store and sort of have that experience to then try to figure out how to bring that to the online customers as well.
Oh, that's so interesting. Because I think like most people would probably go the other way. Like you start the shop and then you kind of expand into, so you're like total opposite. Like you've been dealing with the virtual world forever. Right. And now you got brick and mortar and there's like, you can see what people look like and the smiles on their face. It's got to be cool. Yeah. Like tangible experience. Like, it's like real. You can touch them, feel them.
Yep. It's been really cool to see how the two business models work together. So,
yeah, right on. Well, we'll talk to Toby. We'll talk. Okay. Tell us more about the bike packing kind of like specific gear that they have to carry.
So for a bike packing setup, more traditional for like trail riding or gravel roads or combinations of things that are involving rougher terrain. So we'll always start with the frame bag. Full suspension bikes make it harder because the area that you can, it's usually a much smaller bag that you can put on. You can usually, but it's much more limited. But typically like a regular bike, you can put a big triangle bag. And it's a great bag to start with because it's also a great day riding bag. Just, it's like having a backpack, but it's not on your back. Just
throw it in the triangle there.
And also it's a great place to store stuff because the weights low down. Like that's where when I need to carry a lot of water, I'll put as much as like 6 liters of water into my frame bag.
6 liters of water.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Okay. So that's kind of the main bag. Then we have the seat bag. That's kind of the traditional, or everyone thinks of the bike packing seat bag as this bag sticking out the back of the bike, and it's attached to it's kind of up under the seat post and it just sticks out really far.
Back. So what are the weight limitations on that?
So typically you don't want to put heavier things in there. You're going to put your sleeping bag, your clothes, maybe your tent. Will go in there. So, you probably could put 20 pounds, but it's smarter to put keep it to like 10 pounds type of thing.
All right. So you've kind of kicked off a question for me. Are you using dropper posts at all?
Yes. Often dropper posts are used a lot. Which make it harder to use seat packs. So there's specialty seat packs that work with dropper posts.
Do they mount just kind of at the bottom there where do they mount?
Yeah. So we have this part that will snap onto the stanchion of the dropper post. It's called a volet. Wolf Tooth makes this little thing. Yeah. It's like a little protector, and then the strap will go around that. And then it also prevents, when it goes down, it prevents the dropper from going all the way down. It goes it stops at like an inch. The other problem with droppers is your whole seat's going to drop and sometimes drop into your tire. So you need to have a smaller seat. So
it's probably worth mentioning that you're only the second person in my life that I've heard say the word sanction. How'd you say it?
Stanchion is, I think, the right way to say it.
Versus like stanchion is like how.
Stanchion is that. Okay.
I think, no. So Mike Levy, who is one of the Pink Bike podcast guys, is pretty famous. He says stanchion as well. Okay. But you two are the only two people I've ever heard say it.
I don't know who's right.
I don't know what's right or not, but that's cool. Anyways, just a little nuance there. Oh, so you actually are. So where's the load bearing? Is the load bearing on the seat then?
It's mainly on the seat rails.
Okay. So the seat rails are bearing the weight, and then that's just kind of helping it balance and giving it a counterpoint.
Yep. But, and it can still go back up?
Yep. Okay. Yep. But we're seeing more and more people go back to just racks that fit well on mountain bikes. So because of the dropper post, you could actually just have a rack that the bag will sit on. And kind of eliminate all these problems.
So you're putting a rack over your back wheel the same way you would on a bike touring bike.
Yep. It's just the racks have to be built for suspension bikes, if you have it, or even just bigger tires.
So the racks actually have sliders that they move, like when the bike compresses. Is that how they're designed?
So the ones that work on the suspension, they basically go through the through axle, and then they'll just mount to a point on the rear triangle that doesn't move.
It doesn't move.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
wow. That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then what are the bag companies that you use for bike packing?
Yep. So Revelate Designs has been around forever. It's who we got started with. Oveja Negra is a company from Salida, Colorado that we've been working with for the last few years. They make they're really kind of fun stuff. They make their all sorts of wacky. They have
color schemes and stuff like that.
They have a series called the Whack Pack, and the bags are all just like cut-offs of random colors all mixed together. So every bag's unique. So we like those a lot. Swift, who I mentioned, they
Canadian company.
Yep. So also Ortlieb and Arkell do make bike packing bags now as well. So they've kind of started, they started out with touring, but followed the trend towards the bike packing side of things. So.
Curious, like, I'm sure you track your, I don't know if demographics is the right word, but like the geographics, like where are your customers at? Your e-commerce customers, like where are they at in the world?
Yeah. I mean, within the US, I mean, being so close to California and with such a big population, there are a lot of products go to California, but I mean, it's pretty well distributed. I mean, it seems like we're shipping throughout the country and a lot to Canada as well. Okay.
A lot of Canada, a lot of US, but not so much overseas.
We have at certain points, but the shipping costs are making it prohibitive these days.
Yeah.
But at certain points when like the dollar's been weak and other factor, the shipping hasn't cost that much. Yeah. We've definitely shipped a lot to Europe and Australia even.
And have you found, I'm sure you found yourself in situations where folks are actually on a trip and they need something like overnighted. Do you deal with that quite frequently?
Yeah. They're often trying to figure out like, I'll be in this town. Is there a post office or a hotel I can ship it to? So that's, overnight.
So you're helping people do that and like running things to FedEx at 5 o'clock so that it makes there and helping people out.
Exactly. Yep. So
that's super cool, man.
Yeah. So speaking of international, I think you've got, what is the name? Is it Kit?
Kip.
Yeah, Kip. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Kenya.
Yes.
So how he's a remote worker, international, and what kind of stuff does he help with on your business?
So Kip does a lot of stuff with copywriting. So he'll do a lot of product description writing for us. He'll do just getting products online is a big part of what he does. So just uploading like, we're going to have these, we recently started selling a lot more bikes online. I think we uploaded maybe 500 bikes into our website in the last,
so he helps with that kind of side of the business.
Yep. So managing that, just managing, getting data. So really
how did he join your team? What was the story there?
Yeah, I was just basically looking for someone for this role. And I knew that I didn't need someone US based. So I just looked all over the place, kind of on different, there's like Upwork is a big network for finding people all over the world. Yeah. But Kip, I was reaching out to people in this Kenyan cycling group.
Okay.
So
did you target Kenya? I mean, was that something you were looking for?
I'd heard in an e-commerce group that I'm in that Kenya is a great place to hire copywriters. So they speak great English and it's a good place.
That's super cool.
And he's worked out really well.
Have you ever met him in person?
We haven't met, but I spoke with him this morning, actually.
Yeah.
We meet like once a week for about an hour or so.
What's the time difference?
He's 10 hours ahead.
Okay.
So when I met with him, it was like 5 o'clock their time, 5 p.m.
So beginning of your day. And
he's part of our team meetings and he's kind of part of the team. So everyone's,
That's super cool. Do you guys use Zoom? I mean, do you talk to more with Zoom? Or
either Zoom. We use Google Meet, but
same difference. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm hoping to figure out a way to get him over here one of these days. So so.
That's really cool.
That is super cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice. That is super cool.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Okay. Well, are there any final thoughts you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think one thought when we were talking about just like what it is that motivates bike packers and what it is to connect with nature. One thing that I thought about is the experience of bike packing that always kind of sticks with me is just being out there and you're just kind of this disconnect of like, you just have this ability to just go where you want. And it's just such a great, having everything on your bike and you can just wander wherever you want.
It's freedom. It's like, if I want to go left, I can go left, go right. Let's see what's down that trail. Just do it.
Yep. And those types of trips where you can just wander and go wherever you want it's just a great feeling. It just really kind of it's just a great way to get away. So
So get out on a bike and if you want to ride a long distance, check out campfirecycling.com, campfirecycling.com. Josh, man, it's been super. Father of the Dragon, Josh. It's been super nice to meet you. Met you for the first time yesterday at your shop. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with us, man. And look forward to hearing more about the shop when we talk with Toby in the future and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Thanks so much, guys, for having me out. I really appreciate what you're doing. It's awesome to see this kind of Tucson-based podcast. And
man.
I've been really enjoying hearing, connecting to people through your podcast. And even
good, man. That's good. I'm glad. We're happy to hear that, man. We're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care, man.
Thanks.
Right. Thanks.
It's relatively painless, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. That was super cool. I'm so glad that we were able to connect with you. This is kind of a part of the industry that we haven't explored it at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like Tucson has become an epicenter